What's going on, y'all? This is BoxingWave here to speak on Shawn Porter against Kell Brook. One of the best fights you could possibly make in boxing today. Okay, this is a dream match. This is a fight that people want to see. Two undefeated welterweights. We know the welterweight division is stacked. It's the most talented division in boxing today. Okay, two young undefeated lions. All right, Shawn Porter is the IBF champ. You got Kell Brook as one of the top contenders. He has been for a while in the welterweight division. Now, let's get into it. This is a 50-50 fight, okay? So, no one, whether you think Kell Brook is going to win, whether you think Shawn Porter, whoever you think is going to, or whoever you like better, you're going to go with, okay, here. It's really hard to just predict this video here because it could really go either way. This is a hard prediction. Shawn Porter recently has developed this new style of fighting where he's been extremely physical. He's been very rough in the ring the last couple of fights with Paulie Malignaggi and Devin Alexander. If it wasn't for these two fights, I think I would pick Kell Brook without having much thought. I think Kell Brook is the superior boxer. I think he has a better jab. I think he's a bigger puncher between the two. Okay, he also has good footwork. Both of them do. But Kell Brook is a more efficient puncher to me. I think before these last two fights, I would say that Kell Brook was a better fighter between the two. But now that Shawn Porter has been fighting this new style of fighting where he's doing a lot of holding, he's being very aggressive and he's making whoever he fights very uncomfortable. If you've seen the Devin Alexander fight, I would assume that he was just fighting that way because it was Devin Alexander, because we've seen the tactics that Tim Bradley used against Devin Alexander, and it made sense for Shawn Porter to fight that same way because he's short. He usually fights low, slipping jabs by ducking under and coming on the inside. He is a good inside fighter, and I think he's a better inside fighter than Kell Brook. But I thought he would just use that style for that fight. And when he went for Paulie Malignaggi, he wouldn't even turned it up even more because Paulie is not a power puncher. Neither is Devin Alexander. Paulie has even less power than Devin Alexander. And even though Paulie's a great slick fighter, great jab, great movement on the outside and everything, Shawn Porter just smothered him and he demolished him and he just outworked him, and it was bad. Okay, it was bad for Paulie. Kell Brook is a special fighter. I know they nicknamed him that. He's a special fighter. He has everything that a fighter needs. He's a complete boxer. With the skills that he has, I think, like I said, I think he is the better boxer between the two. But the thing about Kell Brook is he's never fought outside of his comfort zone. He hasn't fought the level of opposition that Shawn Porter fought. We know about the Devin Alexander thing, and I'm not going to speak much on that. It doesn't matter at this point because Shawn Porter is now stepping up to fight. Kell Brook is now stepping up to fight Shawn Porter. All of the stuff about Devin Alexander, about the injuries and backing out of the fights is irrelevant now because now he's stepping up. And unless he backs out of this fight, which I hope doesn't happen, I have no problems with the guy. Kell Brook has fought Shankle recently. I guess that was one of the most known fighters, I guess, if you want to go there. He just hasn't fought the level of competition. He fought Carson Jones. Carson Jones was a tough fight for him because Kell Brook was easily outboxing him for the first half, but he kind of gassed out. And Carson Jones just kept moving forward, working him, slowing him down. And I think he dominated Kell Brook in the second half of that fight. He was just outworking him, and he was beating him up. But Kell Brook avenged that. Well, it wasn't a loss, but Kell Brook, came back and beat Carson Jones and stop them in the second fight in the rematch. And he was hurt in a Shevchenko fight, but I think the same round that he was hurt, and I haven't seen the fight in a while, but the second fight, I mean, the fight with Shevchenko, the same round that he was hurt was the same round that he stopped Shevchenko, okay? So there's a lot of unknowns, you know. I think what Shawn Porter needs to do to win this fight, he needs to continue with this new style. He needs to make Kell Brook very uncomfortable in there. You know, don't give him any confidence. Hold if you have to. You know, the first round is going to be interesting. I think Shawn Porter is going to feel him out. I think both of these guys are going to feel each other out. Shawn Porter, I expect him to come low, fight low. You know, Kell Brook throws a lot of jabs, so I expect Shawn Porter to slip some of those jabs, get on the inside, make the fight rough, okay? Do a lot of holding, fight on the inside. I think he's the better inside fighter. Don't make it an outside fight, because Kell Brook is better at that. He has more punching power, and he's the better boxer puncher, in my opinion, between the two. Use that jab, but when Shawn Porter leaps in, I expect Kell Brook to hop back, continue using that jab, try to counter him with it. When Shawn Porter leans in, jumps inside, hit him, counter him with that uppercut. I think that could be Kell Brook's best punch, and I think he can hurt Shawn Porter with that punch, possibly dropping him or knocking him out. He's gonna have to work. I hope in camp he's working on countering Porter when he jumps in, he leaps in, start roughing that, you know, try to counter him with that uppercut. I think that's his best punch and his best shot. And the left hook too as well, okay? Hit him with that check left hook would be the best punches for Shawn Porter to win this fight. I think he's gonna need to hurt Shawn Porter and possibly stop him to win this fight. Shawn Porter, on the other end, he's very quick and he's not so easy to hit clean, okay? Shawn Porter is going to be trying to make this fight very aggressive, and at points, you know, a lot of people just think that Shawn Porter, when he fought Devin Alexander, that he was just winning because he was a more physical fighter. If you watch the fight, you'll notice that Shawn Porter was changing it up throughout the rounds. Okay, some rounds he was being extremely aggressive. Then there were some rounds where he was just beating Devin Alexander off the punch, countering him. He was actually fighting on his back foot at certain points in the round, and he was confusing Devin Alexander. He was changing the pace over and over again. Moments he was just coming in, roughing and wrestling with him, and then there was at times where he would step back and, you know, counter Devin Alexander. He was much quicker than Devin Alexander. He was a stronger fighter, and he controlled the pace because he kept changing it up. Devin Alexander just didn't know what to expect. I think that will play into Shawn Porter's advantage in this fight. Kell Brook is a good boxer, but I do think Shawn Porter might have the slight speed advantage between the two. And when Kell Brook throws that jab, where he uses his jab, he throws a lot of jabs, Shawn Porter is going to try to slip that and get on the inside and make it a wrestling match, okay? And even counter Brook at times, okay, with his speed. All right, it's an entertaining fight. I do think it can go either way. I'm picking Shawn Porter for this fight because of this new Shawn Porter. If this was the fighter that came off the Julio Diaz wins, I would definitely have picked Kell Brook. But I think the experience is going to put Shawn Porter over the top for this fight. I think he's going to be too much for Kell Brook. Kell Brook has a shot because of his boxing abilities and his good footwork. And he needs to really work on counter punching Shawn Porter when he leaps in. But outside of that, I see Shawn Porter winning this fight, okay, by decision or late stoppage, you know. We've seen Kell Brook have trouble against fighters that were aggressive with him and outworked him, and it's going to keep pressuring him. All right, Shawn Porter needs to smother this man, because if he tries to make it a boxing match, he will lose the fight. All right, he will get outboxed if he makes it outside fight with Kell Brook. Okay, so that's my thoughts. I think Shawn Porter. I got Shawn Porter by decision in this fight. Let me know what you guys think. I know a lot of you are going to disagree with that, because a lot of people think Kell Brook is going to win. They're both undefeated. We really don't know what it takes to beat the other fighter yet, okay? And I think this fight here will be the one right here. I would like the winner of this fight to fight Keith Thurman, okay? I would like all three fighters to fight each other regardless of who wins this fight. Okay, I would like Keith Thurman to fight both Kell Brook and Shawn Porter. All right, so anyway, let me know what you guys think, and make sure you subscribe to the channel.